Well, welcome back to the Goku Report, and this is part 2 of my personal top 50 favorite songs of the 2000s. So with that said, a quick little rehash of 50 through 26 first. Enjoy the music in the background. First up, at 50 we have Radio Nowhere by Bruce Springsteen. Then at 49, Out of My Head by Ashlee Simpson. At 48, Homecoming Queen by Hinder, guilty pleasure. Then we have Justify by Scott Stepp. Then If I Was Your Vampire, Marilyn Manson. Then Better by Plum. Dance Tonight by Sir Paul McCartney. Then Gravity by A Perfect Circle. Then 1000 Apologies by Demon Hunter. Then Cemeteries of London, Coldplay. Then Someone That You're With, Nickelback. Then at 39 we go to 10,000 Fists by Disturbed. Then at 38, Read My Mind, The Killers. At 37, The Last Fight, Velvet Revolver. 36, In My Tears, Immigrate. At 35, Lady, Lenny Kravitz. At 34, Faint, Linkin Park. At 33, Straight Lines, Silverchair. Then we have at 32, Burn It to the Ground, Nickelback. 31, 10,000 Strong, Iced Earth. At 30, Save Me by Remy Zero. 29, Twilight of the Thunder God, Amon Amarth. At 28, Passion's Killing Floor, His Infernal Majesty Hymn. Coming in at 27, featuring Christian Burns, In the Dark, from Tiesto. And last for the previous, coming at 26, a song that over time I have really enjoyed, probably one of the best pop songs from the decade. That is, coming at 26, is Poker Face by Lady Gaga. Now we go on to a little bit more, some bit more rock and metal predominantly in the second half. Coming in first at 25 is Resign to Surrender by, of course, the great and criminally underrated symphonic metal band Epica. Coming next at 24, This Fire by Killswitch Engage. Arguably, in my opinion, the best song from the Howard Johnson era. Next, at 23, from the pop rock era, which was only 2 albums, unfortunately, from Maroon 5. Still, this comes in at 23 from their second album. I like the very funk and like blues jazz influence with it. Coming in at 23 is the song Makes Me Wonder by Maroon 5, which has become utter garbage in more recent years, especially in the 2010s onward. Next we have, coming in at 22, we have, of course, in my opinion, one of the best pop songs of all time, Viva La Vida by Coldplay. Next, coming in at number 21, from the great and I think criminally underrated Christian heavy metal band, Demon Hunter, with the song Incision off their 4th studio album, Storm the Gates of Hell. Next, coming in at number 20, arguably one of the greatest, in my opinion, one of the greatest symphonic metal songs of the 2000s. And this song was released in 2000 off the debut album of one of my all-time favorite bands, that is Within Temptation. And coming in at number 20 is their song Mother Earth, off of their first album, also titled Mother Earth. Currently underrated symphonic metal album, underrated band, and an amazing song I highly recommend. I think you will definitely enjoy the very much like power metal sound and everything to the song, and even for the cheesy music video, I still enjoy it greatly. Coming in at number 19, a classic from Linkin Park, and this would be off of their debut album. Next in 19th place is the song In the End from Hybrid Theory. Next, coming in at number 18, a great song, I think, personally, from a band I don't always like to admit that I like a few songs from. Coming in at 18 is a song called Incomplete from the Backstreet Boys. This was from their more pop rock resurgence and return. Their first return album would be more very much of a pop rock than traditional pop music. Next, coming in at 17, a great hard rock song, and I'm sure anybody who listens to radio and something definitely knows or is familiar with this band specifically, and that is, of course, Breaking Benjamin. Coming at 17 is with their song off their best album, in my opinion, Phobia, and that is, of course, The Diary of Jane. Next, coming at number 16, easily one of my all-time favorite hard rock songs. This is off the debut album from the Christian hard rock band Red, which their debut album was released in 2005. This song was the first song I heard off the album, and it made me an immediate fan. I love the style. It sort of sounded like a mix of Evanescence with Linkin Park, if that makes any sort of sense. But the song is called Already Over at 16. Next, coming in at number 15, with awesome sort of like techno choir type effect in the background, off of arguably, I think, more or less their best album, Mutter. Coming in 15th place is from the industrial metal band Rammstein, which of course I chose more industrial style music in the background for this video. In 15th place is the song off of their album Mutter called Spiel, or translates into English, Music Box. Coming in and 14th place, another great song from, of course, the band Linkin Park. This would be I believe it was the first or second single released off of, I think, underrated album Minutes to Midnight. In 14th place is their song What I've Done. Next, coming in 13th place, another incredible song from the awesome power metal and very much Norwegian mythology influenced heavy metal band, Amon Amarth. In 13th place is their great song War of the Gods, which was actually the first song I was introduced to from this band. I was a little bit later on, at about their 10-year mark or so as a band, so I was relatively late to the party, but I'm glad I was introduced, and this was the very first song I ever heard from the band. I was amazed at how excellent the guitar riffs, the guitar solo was superb, but as I've come on to listen to a lot of Amon Amarth stuff over the years, I can say they're arguably one of the best power metal bands I've ever heard, easily. And I like their storytelling, even with the Cookie Monster vocals. I still love it for what it is. And I always will probably have a place for Amon Amarth. But yeah, in 13th place is War of the Gods. Coming in 12th place, arguably, in my opinion, one of the greatest bands to come out of the 80s. A great experimental band, and I love this band to this day. And that is the band Depeche Mode. And 12th place is their, in my opinion, probably their best single from the 2000s, and that is Precious, which also happened to appear at the end of episode 1 of season 5 of Smallville, fun fact. And I like the fact Smallville used a couple of different Depeche Mode songs over the years. Coming in 11th place, off of my personal favorite Green Day album of all time. Coming in 11th place is the single American Idiot, off, of course, the album American Idiot. Of course, Green Day, with 11th place. Coming in 10th place, released, and this song definitely hits me emotionally. The first time I ever heard it really hit me because of losing a loved one prior to hearing the song for the first time, which is probably what made this song, and in general this band hit with me different way than may some other people. Coming in 10th place is a great single off their debut album from the band Blue October, and the song is called Hate Me. Coming in at number 9 is the first album I ever would own from the band Tool, and I was glad for a coworker at work introduced me to the band Tool, though I had listened to A Perfect Circle already for a couple of years at that time. Introduced me, and this would become the first album I would actually own. Would be 10,000 Days. Coming in 9th place is the song 10,000 Days. Coming in 8th place from one of my all-time favorite bands, so I don't consider them really new metal, but people do. Whatever. Coming in 8th place off of their debut album, The Fallen, is Evanescence with My Immortal, which I love this music video to this day. It's a great piece of art, in my opinion. Coming in at 7 is probably the hardest hitting cover song ever for me, personally. That is, at 7th place is the cover of the song Hurt, originally done by 9 Inch Nails, of course, and the cover done by Johnny Cash. It really hits hard, especially the music video, and the fact that John Cash had died just a couple of months after the release of the music video just makes it that much harder. Coming in at number 6 is a great, superb song off of their second studio album. Coming in 6th place is Alter Bridge with, in my opinion, one of the best hard rock songs of the 2000s, easily, and one of the best guitar solos of all time. Coming in 6th place from Alter Bridge is Blackbird, which is like an 8-minute masterpiece from Miles Kennedy, with, of course, with the great, as always, Mark Tremonti. Coming in at 5th place, an incredible song, one of the best symphonic male songs of all time, in my opinion, from one of the best symphonic male bands of all time. Coming in 5th place is from Nightwish, and it is the amazing masterpiece that is She Is My Sin, which is an mind-blowingly good song, in my opinion. If you've never heard She Is My Sin or Nightwish, do yourself a favor and check Nightwish out. For that matter, check out Within Temptation, check out also Epica, and Lacuna Coil. Coming in 4th place, from my all-time favorite pop group, Coldplay. Coming in 4th place is Coldplay with the song The Scientist. But I have to do a tie with another Coldplay song off the same album, Rush of the Blood to the Head. It's a tie for me between The Scientist and Clocks for 4th place. Coming in 3rd place is, of course, off of my all-time favorite alternative rock / in general rock band. Coming in 3rd place is the superb song The Outsider by, of course, A Perfect Circle, off of their, of course, in my opinion, one of the greatest albums of all time, 13th Step. Coming in at number 2 is another song that hits a certain emotional level for me. It is from, in my opinion, one of the most criminally underrated pop rock artists of the 2000s, and that is Fight for Fighting. Coming in 2nd place is his song, 100 Years. And as you get older, you will look at this song and many other songs from Fight for Fighting, like the another song he did called The Riddle, and you will see things through a whole new light. Coming in 1st place, arguably, off of, in my opinion, the best hard rock album of the 2000s, no shadow of a doubt, best album from this band of all time, from Linkin Park, off of their second studio album, Meteora, is the amazing, and I will listen to the song constant, and I've never gotten tired of it. Coming in first place favorite song of the 2000s is from Linkin Park, and that is the song Numb. But with that said, that is it. That is my top 50 favorite songs of the 2000s. Stay tuned, sometime in the future I may do a 50 of the 80s and 90s. We'll see. But hopefully you enjoyed the somewhat more industrial style music I chose for the background this time around. But I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe. And subscribe.